Hi, my name is Rodney and I'll be going over the issue of single-use bags and plastic pollution. Plastic pollution being a major environmental problem as the rapid production of disposable plastic products outstrips the world's capacity to deal with them. Specifically, the pollution caused by the use of single-use plastic and paper bags, and a creative approach to how to solve the issue. As we can see, this is a graph that details plastic and how it is being disposed of. Only 9% of plastic waste being recycled, 50% of which is collected for recycling, but 40% of that is disposed of as residues. Another 19% is incinerated, an additional 22% evades waste management systems, and the largest chunk by far has to be the amount of plastic that ends up in landfills, which is a whopping 50%. 5 trillion plastic bags are produced yearly, and side by side they can encircle the world 7 times. 460 million metric tons of plastic are produced every year. 160,000 plastic bags are used globally every second. But only 1 to 3% of these plastic bags used worldwide every year are actually being recycled. 75 to 199 million tons of plastic waste currently are in our oceans. How does this connect to global citizenship, you may ask? Well, plastic pollution and pollution of the world in general would fall into the category of social cooperation, as this is an issue that transcends borders and can be considered to be a transnational affair. In order to solve this issue, it requires coordinated and collective actions from people and their respective governments. My solution, in which I will be talking about US, Mexico, and how they generate single-use plastic waste, being number 1 and 10 in the world respectively, but also disrespectively. The United States produces over 42 million metric tons of plastic waste each year, at least 85% of which is disposed of in landfills, but only 5 to 6% of it is recycled as of 2021 statistics. Mexico, being number 10 in the world, produces 5.9 million tons of plastic waste, only 15% of which being recycled, but they have a collection rate of 91%. Most of this waste is improperly disposed of in unregulated landfills or burned. You may ask, why am I targeting the US and Mexico? It's because they both have legalized cannabis. What does cannabis have to do with reducing pollution, Rodney? Well, what people don't realize is that there are some byproducts of cannabis that can't grow weed at all, and this is called hemp. These remains or garbage can be used and processed into a material that can either work as a fiber, paper, or some sort of bioplastic. Hemp plastic is not only energy efficient, durable and lightweight, renewable and sustainable for agriculture, but also very cheap to make. Same with hemp paper, but it is also time efficient, super recyclable, friendly for the environment, and also sustains agriculture. How does this solve pollution? Although hemp is a somewhat controversial topic as it does contain some levels of THC, although not much, does it permit it within countries that have already legalized or decriminalized the growth of cannabis? Hemp could help replace both plastic and paper bags entirely in grocery and retail stores across both nations, and for a lot cheaper. What issues does this solve specifically? Well, I can tell you that hemp is an eco-friendly, biodegradable, and biomass-based material that even when quote-unquote polluted, does not leach chemicals into the environment. The problem with plastic, though, is that we're producing more than we can recycle. And with hemp, even if we aren't able to recycle all of it, hemp can help retain CO2 within soil, as when hemp residues mix into the soil, it enhances the carbon content of that soil. Hemp residues will leave and persist the retention of carbon dioxide within the surrounding soil, solving both carbon emissions, environmental damage, and pollution. What about day-to-day life? Don't worry, you guys can still have your plastic straws because we all know paper straws suck, plastic bags, and those cupcake containers that are seemingly impossible to open. Hemp plastic is still the same plastic we all know and love, if you can even say that you love that crap. That is disgusting. Nonetheless, hemp paper can also reduce deforestation at the cost of greedy logging companies who have already labeled hemp as unreliable, as they take away money from these huge companies. Anyways, hemp would also replace trees in making paper and allow for them to increase the amount of oxygen released by them, which cuts down on deforestation. Now, quickly before my presentation is over, Can you tell me which utensil is hemp and which is plastic? I'm gonna leave this up for a couple seconds. You guys can enjoy a couple seconds of silence. I know you missed my voice, so I'm going to reveal the results. They are both hemp. See, you can't even tell the difference. But anyways, thank you for listening to my presentation about plastic.